Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Behind the Glory series. If you're here for the very first time, I'd like you to know that you're in the right place. If you're thinking personal development, if you're thinking of how you can become the best version of yourself and how you can do a lot better, this is a Grow More channel where we talk everything personal development and we bring people basically who can talk to you about how you can do a lot better in different areas of your life. We have an ongoing series, like you already know, but of course, this is a concurrent series titled Behind the Glory. And we've been having amazing guests talk to us about their stories that inspires our viewers and can help you make a better decision in life. Today is no exception. We're having an amazing guest, Mise Abiola. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to please put your hands together as I welcome my guest on the show. Thank you so much. All right, so before I forget to say this, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Just to give you a very quick rundown of who Madam Abiola is. She is an ex-banker. Allow me to read. I'm not doing this, but just allow me to read. She's an ex-banker. She's an associate fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR. She's also a freight forwarder who is a member of the Association of Nigerian Clearing Agents. She owns a successful logistics company called Purium Pair, and she is a founder of Velvet Pouch, a girls' sanctuary. So you can already tell that this is somebody who has the glory. So we want to understand the story behind this glory. So like I would always allow my guests to do, I like her to introduce herself a lot more. Let her tell us what she would like us to know about herself and why it's important for us to hear her story today.
All right. Good afternoon from here. Good afternoon. This is Lagos, Nigeria.
Good afternoon,
My name is Mise Abiola, and it's a very great privilege. I do not take it for granted being here. A whole lot of people would have gone through the same thing that I went through, and probably some of them may have died during the process or during the period,
wow.
and they don't have to tell their stories. They don't even know how to encourage anybody. So this is what I say. I say I do not take it for granted at all. Like you introduced, my name is Mise Abiola. Middle-aged person and a mother of two for now. A mother of two, and like you said, an ex-banker. I moved from being a banker to I own my own finance franchise then,
Okay.
and it's not what you would want to think of, but to God be the glory. Then from there, I'm sure in the course of our discussion, our conversation, we'll talk more about it. Then from there, I moved to having going through to do logistics, and to God be the glory. That's what I'm doing for like five years down the line now, and to God be the glory. It's been awesome. Everything has challenges, but sometimes those challenges you can't. They are just to build you up. They are to make you to be a better person of who you're supposed to be. Like in Yoruba adage, they say if the challenge does not kill you, it can only make you. If it doesn't mind, it will definitely make you. So, God be the glory.
Thank you so much, Ma. I find your profile quite interesting. And the curiosity in me would want to ask questions like, how did you move from being a banker to logistics? What's the tie? What created that interest in you?
Wow. Sometimes, like I said, first, in everything we do in life, please, we need to put God first. We need to acknowledge that we have someone who has created us and for a particular purpose. Like I said earlier, if you haven't gotten to your destination, you keep moving. You keep moving, and I was a very cute banker when I was a banker. When I say cute, I to the level of a manager, but it is well. A whole lot of, it was during the period of probably retrenchment. If you don't do this, you shouldn't do that. Then I had those HND, and you find out that people with degree, that's another thing. So in our conversation, I would encourage people to please go further in their education as much as you can. Like my overseer would say that BSc is like the newest secondary school certificate right now. After
Yeah.
BSc, you can go for your masters, you can go for the PhD, you can. So because I wasn't too, how do I say it? So I just had HND and maybe the public relations. So they bring people with university graduates to come edge you, and it seems as if
Yeah.
I'm not moving. You're just stagnant. Year one, year
Yeah.
two, and for like, okay, well, I was moving from one bank to another, but it wasn't that. You still find out that, oh, at the time they had to, being a banker, being you that you oversee a whole branch, you are coming to a bigger branch to now become someone under another branch. So you're like,
Another person.
okay, what is God saying in this? What is God saying to you about it? Is it time for you to move? Is it time for you to actually still hold on? Is it time for you to quit and do something else? Then those days too, I remember that when we normally have lectures on Thursdays, we have like a brief lecture, like, okay, you're going to be the one to take us on branding, you're going to be the one to take us on relationship or something like that. So I found out that I think I can do this, I can do something better. So I think some years back, after being 13 years, I had to like, okay, this is the full stop here. You have to do something else. Because trust me, it wasn't easy. After I left the banking industry, I think I left March 26th of that year. I had to like, what is the next thing? I'm still very young as at then. And another thing for us that would need to encourage everybody going through or saying this right now is that, see, each day is another opportunity for you to just go better and do something greater for yourself. The grace that I had 10 years ago isn't what I'm on right now. The pace,
Yeah.
how I could move 10 years ago, is not how I can as at this moment again. So it's changing. So those opportunities, those daily things that we have, we just have to make use of it each day. So I moved from banking. I think the first, immediately I left banking, the first month I'm like, okay, so where do I start from? So my sister said, oh, you can be cooking. You can cook. I know you're good in cooking. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad. I have to dream. So immediately I'm like, okay, so how do I don't know anything about cooking. A banker that you work with from morning till night. In fact, you don't get to see daylight. Yes, you don't
Yeah.
get to see daylight. You only see lights. The light in the banking hall is always same thing from morning till night. So I remember the
Yeah.
first day I was in the bank. I didn't know that time I'd gone that much. So I had to like 9 p.m. So I came in
Mm.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Those are like 2001, 2000. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. So this is what I actually signed on for. And I'll go very early in the morning. I'll come back very late at night. I wasn't putting the family were just like, oh, I still like, okay, I have to do this. So when it happened that I had to leave the bank, I had to like, what do I do? And my sister just advised. That's another thing. Aside praying to God, you need to secondly have good people around you. It is very, very important. They will tell you that birds of the same feather they flock together. And sometimes they will say, show me your friend, and I will
Tell
tell
you
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 who
are.
exactly you are.
Yeah.
So I am becoming, I had to, when I left the banking industry of the high class and all that, I was like, okay, these are my own people. What do they do? So I began to think the way they were thinking. It's like, oh, okay, I can cook, but add the banking experience and customer service
Friends.
thing. I had to add it to it. So I started cooking. It's not funny, oh. Those banks, you have to
Okay.
go. A whole lot of Like, so I was like serving food. Like, oh, they will call me. I still make friends with some of them up to this present moment. Some were like, it's been a while that we took that your sauce, your father's sauce. Some will say, what do you do now? Of course, they know that things are actually changed. But you
Yeah.
have to put, if you don't have your kind of person and the kind of friends you have determines how far you will go. If you're in the level of, it's just, they are just, nobody is encouraging you or nobody is ahead of you. You're not listening to messages that can push you forward. I tell you, be on the same level. So I just thought of it again after a while. I think after maybe a year or 2 years that I started selling and doing the food stuff. I got a lot of contracts, going to banks, going to events. I cook for events and I make sure that whatever thing it is, it's top notch, bringing the experience. But like I said, that wasn't enough because I just felt that. So in the place of prayer too, like I said, don't forget God and always pray. Then secondly, always have people, good people around you. It is very important. Create a network. Create a network that you know that these people, be open-hearted to create network. That this person, it's not about you needing their help first. Sometimes they need your help first. It's they that will need your help first before you will need their own help much later. Check on people. Oh, I just said I should check on you. How are you? You're good and all that. It's just a simple thing. And before you know it, if anything happens, they are there for you. They're like, oh, I have somebody that can do this. Referral, recommendation. They're like, oh, I have somebody that can help you do this. So I left that, and I think one of those days too, one of the days I slept. Another thing is that when you are doing something and you're not fulfilled, I hope my talk is not too much.
I can hear you, ma. I can hear you, ma.
Okay. So when you're doing something, yes, when you're doing something and it is not from your within, there's a pause. There's things around you that are like, why are you just running emotionally? Why are you just running on emotion when you're not moving? So that's what I mean. When you're just on a sport and you're running as if so something just came up on me and said, you know what, you can still do something else. And those were the periods that POS came to be in Lagos.
Okay.
They just came to Lagos then. So I'm like, okay, rural area. Something just came up on me. It's like, you have the experience of being a banker. Nobody told me. I'm just like, okay, go look for a rural area. I've not been to that site before. I've not been to that place before. Something just said, okay, can you invite me after the prayer? After you can go to this Ayobo. I'm not sure they have banks there. It is a very rural area. And definitely they will need money. Definitely they will need a whole lot of other things that you can give them. Service. I love to do service. So I said, okay, I just woke up and I went there. And from this one too, you can learn that if you have a passion, not only passion, if something is coming up on you, don't say I will do it. Don't procrastinate. Do it immediately. Please don't procrastinate at all. Just like, okay, like I said, something just said, oh, go to Ayo or find out. And when I got to Ayo, I found out that there were just only two banks. If that was like 7 years ago, it was not only Access Bank and First Bank in Ayoko, and it still crowd in those places then. So I'm like, okay, I could be the third bank just for me to get somebody to help with the funds. That's why I said your network of people is very, very important. Who are your friends? Can you just turn to someone and say, please borrow me 500,000? You have to put your integrity through at her to online as well. Say that, please give me 500,000. I'll give you back so time. Then you need to still go back home to say, oh, okay, if I get this 500,000, I want to do a POS business. what happened? How do I go about it? What do I need? So there was no office. There was no. I just had to like, okay, did estimation. I still have some things in my laptop from then. I had to do a budget. I had to do a proposal. I had to give one of my friends to say, please, can you help me? I need to so amount of money. I want to run this business. The person was like, okay, it's a good idea. Friends. And with the aid of other family members, I was able to secure a place in Iowa. So I started. People were coming. They were doing good businesses. I was seeing money. When I say money, I was like, okay, in a day I was thinking, oh, I could make so much money on the POS. I had 7 outlets after the first one
Wow.
that I had. Yes, I had 7
Yes.
other outlets. I had around Jaconde State Gate. I had inside Ayobo, Italy, and all that, and NEPA too. As at that time, they were NEPA. When they NEPA, yes, we had electric at that time. So they would like that. We had other outlets and we were really doing very well. And along the line, I had staff like up to 10 working on various things and all that. That's another thing that I would tell people, or it's part of my experience I needed to share, that you need to sell your vision.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Can you
you.
hear
Can you
me?
hear me? I can
Okay.
hear you.
Yes, yes. You need to sell your vision. And in the course of selling your vision, it takes time for people to buy into it, but you won't give up. So I had to sell my vision to people, but the kind of people that I was actually selling my vision to, like the POS thing, this was where the challenge began.
Okay.
They were young guys that all they just wanted, young guys and ladies, all they just wanted was just to have money to make daily needs, to meet daily needs.
Okay.
I had that vision, in fact, up to like, I was going to have a cooperative. I was going to have that, market women are so much around there. We can do this monthly contribution. We can do this daily contribution. We started it was going very well. People will come. We made cards. They will come. We'll give them cards. They will bring in money to save it for them. End of the month, they collect their money. We remove our own percentage. They're really making money. But the guys, my staff, so-called staff, they were thinking that, those money that I was seeing or that were coming in, they were mine. So they started, yes, they started with, there was a network issue, so we couldn't balance. We have to balance daily. We do the way banks will do because of the experience. They will come, I have their books, I'll check it, I'm like, okay, balance for the day. But they were like, one money is not dropping. So maybe tomorrow, this person, a whole lot of tricks with all these young guys. Tricks that you yourself like, where is this one coming from? A whole lot of, yes, they will collect money on POS. They will collect money on POS and they will not print. There's a way that they will do it that receipts will not come out and you won't see that money and they can transfer that money to somewhere else. So gradually, it's like, you did not balance the. You say, yes, ma. It was like somebody, a whole lot of things happened. You will see somebody coming with fake notes. You see somebody coming, to say, I don't even know how it happened. A whole lot of that was like 10% of what was happening, the challenges were coming from the staff. Then another thing, probably if I had known what I knew now, maybe it will still exist. The business will still exist to say, okay, call insurance company to say, please, I need to insure this money, I need to insure this place. On 2 occasions, I had a burglary theft that was massive.
Wow.
Yes, I got a big save
Wow.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
I got a very big safe. Coded safe that we use bulb that they use on the back. Much
Wow.
later, that was when I heard or I knew that even my staff were
He
conniving.
was involved.
So
Wow.
a business that we started with over 5 million naira. I didn't do anything wrong, but you just wanted that one, I had to even follow them to go and print their accounts.
Mm.
You see that money that was supposed to be coming to the bank was going to his own account. It tell you that network was
Wow.
not going. Yeah, the network was not going. So he had to tell them to send it to his account. Okay, bring the money. You say today, tomorrow. Playing, gambling, and a whole lot of different things with your money. Both boys and girls. At the time, I had to like, okay, you know what? We close 2 branches so that we can focus on the other 4 or there about 5. But still, when I saw it at the time, I had no money to even go for that, to even give people that this is the money that we're using business. I cried, like I said, on 2 occasions. I had a very serious, they came through the roof. Robbers
Wow.
came through the roof and they goggled the whole, everything was just taking off. In that process, I cried like a baby. I wept.
Wow.
And I met church too is very important. Anything you do, you have a fellowship with people. So I was praying for someone one day. I'm not perfect either. And that person was just like, okay, that he is going through a challenge in his workplace. That please, he needs me to join him to pray. And I said, okay, fine, we can. That I've been in a work environment before. I know what it means to say you've been on a suspension or that they are giving you a warning. If after 2, 3 warnings, that means you're going home. So let's pray about it. And the process of praying, I just like, okay, we can add fasting. I didn't know that I was even fasting for myself. I didn't know I was fasting for myself, but my baby just called me that yes, another burglary theft that happened as a day. I couldn't do anything. I broke down. I was like, wow. So in the process of praying for that person on phone, and he said, oh, what is happening? I told him, he said, where's the place that is on if you can come? So he got there and said, you can do something else. I said, I don't even know what to do. That I don't even know how to go about it. That I'm tired. I'm exhausted. He said, you can do logistics. I was like, yes, any other business that I see, I will do. But this one, I'm exhausted. I'm choked. I'm tired. He said, you can do logistics. I said, okay, I'm willing to do anything. He said, he doesn't even need money to do it. I said, okay, so how do I go about it? In the midst of my cry, I just have to like, if it is not over, it is. If it is not over, it's not over. So you still have to keep moving on. So I like, okay, immediately. Yes, it will still be on me. Like, I don't think I bought over 5 million to do POS business. And because of the environment, I couldn't take out anything from it. Okay, so I need to do logistics. I need to do something else. And I had to come. I like to dream. I like to dream big. That's another thing about me. So immediately you just said logistics. I'm like, okay, let me read a little about the logistics. Let me know more. Then be teachable. That's another thing that I would encourage people to do. Be very teachable. You are not, you don't know everything. So when he said logistics, I've never been into logistics before. I don't know what it's all about. It's like, okay, I know it's moving things from one place to another and all that. So I said, okay, I will learn. And he was really willing to teach me. So I was like, I started all over again, like an errand girl. Sometimes there are stories that are deeper inside the story. So sometimes you were just like, okay, go and collect something. You need to go and pick up something. And places that I've not been to before. Truly, when I get there, like I'll collect it. But like he said, we need to have this place is good enough to do the business. So I started doing it. But because it is that rural area, they do not appreciate that incident. All is gone. So I have to like, okay, start all over again. So how do I start? With my phone. I started again with
Mm.
the phone. There are so many things that sharing may not be. Like I said, everything went off. I was having back home challenge. I was having a very serious challenge at home. And I needed to like, okay, I will survive no matter what. This logistics. One person would just call me one day to say, oh, I need to pick something from someone. We got bikes. I got from the relationship of my friends, of the people that normally come, the airline in the eye of God. It's like, okay, you want to do this, it's a good business. What do you want? They will give me, they will say, oh, go and buy bike. And it
Mm.
was gold that we saw. We didn't see it coming back. So I'm like, no, I can do something better. So we got to
Mm.
we in that period we were doing international shipment, but maybe one out of in a week, in a month, maybe we'll do just one international shipment. So there was a particular day a friend just called me to say, one of the clients that we got just called me to say, come and drop this thing for me. So we'll go to where we normally drop the shipment. We do DHL, we do FedEx, we do UPS, we do all kind of logistics, international logistics, air freight, anything that has to do with logistics. That's what I do. So don't give up. That's one. That's another thing. Don't give up. Be prayerful and dream big. She just called me and I was going to submit. She just said, I want to see one young lady. One, I will never share my story without sharing that lady's story to say that that was just who God used for me. I've
Mm.
been to her house to collect items before. I've been to her house to say, they said I should come and collect something. She said yes. So when I saw her where I'm doing business, I was like, that means this girl had known my trick and all that. Unfortunately, I never knew that she has a better offer.
Mm.
She just called me, said so that I said, why are you doing here? She said, oh, that she came for business. I said, oh, nice. First, the second day, she now called me, said, I wanted to see you. I've been seeing some other people where I saw her. They did not tell me that they had a better option from what I had already had. She just said, this is a better way of doing this thing that you are doing. I know you are into it before. And she just collected my phone. She said, okay, she just collected my number, sent me some good links and all that. And I was like, oh, so what I could actually be, it's not like a miracle. It like turn around. So I
Yeah.
began to say, and she would tell me, she said, you need to hustle. I remember that word clearly. She said, you need to hustle. So I'll be in the rain,
Mm.
in the sun, Sundays. We'll talk to
Mm.
security. Say, please, if you see
Mm.
anybody wants to send something, we have a cheaper rate. Things like that. And from
Mm.
one to two. And when you deliver once, they will come to you
We'll
to
come
say,
back. Yes.
so I had to become, yes, to come back. I had to become the errand person at a time when I couldn't do it alone anymore. I had to get one person, then from there, this thing is becoming real. We had to get another
Working.
office.
Mm.
We had to get like, okay, we couldn't do, and still, it was just, that's just God. But there are times that I will
Mm.
go home and I will cry my eyes out
Mm.
because
Mm.
and you just need to survive the next day. That's one of the stories, and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm worrying, but that's just part of my story. And to God be the glory today, we are there. And you have to follow trends.
Wow.
That's another thing. Yes, you have to follow
Mm.
trend. Sometimes, if you feel that, oh, this is the old way, there could be other people, especially this Gen Z people right now. They know better.
Mm.
So sometimes
Mm.
make them your friends, learn from them. So like, okay,
Mm.
how do you do it? Don't be scared to ask questions. Don't be too full of
Yes.
yourself. Don't be like, oh, I'm a big person. So I don't ask questions. If I don't know anything, I will ask them and start, please teach me. How
Mm.
do I do this? Like that. So
Mm.
that's of the story. Thank
Wow.
you.
Wow. 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 I mean, it felt like I was watching a movie in my mind. I just kept picturing everything you've been saying because um, just like the first guest I had, I said something to her when I heard her story. I was like, people go through this. And it's like I'm about to have the same reaction with your story as well. Sometimes when people hear when people think that they are going through stuff, you think yours is the worst until you hear someone else's
Right.
story. And the idea of this conversation is to let people understand that people have gone through even worse things that you've gone through. They have come out of it and they are better today, which means that you can also come out of yours and you can be better. So many things to unpack from the story. I mean, talking about the need for having the right people around you, the need for also being determined to say, this is what I want to do, and you get to do it. But I want us to talk about something very, very significant for me here. I mean, for somebody who had worked in the bank and had grown to the point of becoming even a branch manager, and then you lost your job. I want you to talk about that experience, what it feels like. Some people end that, I mean, they lose their job and it's like it's the end of the world. So we're going to talk about it in two perspectives. One is to talk about how it felt losing your job. Did you feel like there was no hope for you anymore at that point? And now having to take the next step of cooking. And if I heard it correctly, you were also, I mean, delivering some of this food to the bank. Was there a point where you felt ashamed to say, how did I move from being a branch manager to selling food in the bank? How did you handle that particular experience?
Thank you so much. See, that part. I remember that day that I could not sign on to the system. You know, bankers, that's the when you are trying to log on and you can't log on, or you are working and all of a sudden everybody is working and they're like, oh, your own Finaco or whatever just stopped. It wasn't working. Trying all passports. I just signed on money. I've been working. I can't scan things like that. And at the end of it, somebody just called you to say, Mise Abiola, please come. I need to talk to you. And I had to go upstairs and said, this is the end of it. So I'm like, wow. I couldn't tell my husband, my then husband, I couldn't tell him until I just finished, because I'm like, okay, so how do I figure this out? And what do I do from here? So I had this every breath. I'm like, so what do I do? What do I do from here? First, it will hit you like a shock, like as if you're dreaming. As if you're dreaming. And sorry, 1 minute.
Okay.
It would be as if you're dreaming. So the best thing you would do is just think. Be appreciative of where you're coming from. Then don't use all the mouth, all your hands to eat. It is very dangerous. You have to save for the raining day. Yes, it came heavy. When I say heavy, so I was driving home, I was just like, okay, what do I do? And be very positive. Every time, please be very, very positive. From that moment, I just had to like, okay, so what's the next thing? I like to do events. At the time, I was into events. I was really into events. I was on hair. I was doing some. And I forgot to say, there was a particular time that STV, somebody where I used to sell those food, somebody called me to say, oh, you have a nice charisma. Can you do this on hair TV show? And they had to keep me. I met people. We went to places, made food and all that. But that day that I resigned from the job, from my job, from being a banker, I was like, okay, this is a new phase. I couldn't sleep. I just had to start thinking, what is the next thing? What is the next thing? So in the period of that, what is the next thing? A whole lot of ideas will come. You can't call a friend. A friend is at that time, you don't even pick your call again. A friend sees and all that. Your colleagues in the office that you're rolling with will not pick up your call again, because they knew instantly that you are becoming a burden on them. So it takes very few people. Maybe you have to be good to your family members too, so that when things like this happens, you have a place to fall back, or you have people to fall back to. How many people would you explain to say, oh, I was retrenched from office? They won't ask you what did you do, or that's just the end. So in selling that food, in going from banks, I made very good soup, ofada, yam porridge, all this local. I had to like, okay, we have to carve out the meat. Then when I dressed, Some people will tell you, are you sure you are selling food? Yes, come and try it. You have to swallow that shame. You have to put away that shame, because when you look at the bills, is it the fuel? Is it the, in fact, in that period, you have a whole lot of finances will be coming up that you need to meet
Yeah.
up. A lot of things will come up that you need to like do. So you have to put the being ashamed. Yes, I was ashamed initially, but before I did that, I went to them to say, oh, I will be supplying you food. Some say, oh, please, I'm busy. Some that cannot even talk to you when they will like the way they will treat you. They like, really? So as in, they're like, oh, please, I'm busy. Drop it and come back and collect your money. Busy over doing what? Some would like see you, they don't want to greet you, they don't want to associate with you.
With you,
I tell you, they
yeah.
don't want to associate with you, they don't want to like, I don't want, yes, it happened. Friends are like, no, I'm not around. I hardly visit people around, but they're like, no, I brought food. Some would, I still have some good church members that are
Yes.
working and they say, oh yeah, bring the proposal. Let me tell my people. Let me tell them that you make good food. They will even be calling you that, where are you? So people are waiting for you. They've not eaten breakfast because of your food. Tomorrow, what are you bringing? Yes, it got for that first 1 week, 1 month. I tell you, when there's something that is say for easy, because you have to like from that high place to the lowest, you have to be begging.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will cook, and they'll tell you that I don't want porridge. What happens? I'll take the food to Ikotu market, to Ikotu to go and share for beggars. That's a
Wow.
lot at Anadi. Yes, I would share that to people to say, oh, I can't. And some other day they will call you and say, we've been waiting for you. Can you be doing Sunday food? This, a whole lot of things. So it's fine. It's one of the things. First, you have to be. You are human. So being ashamed is normal, but don't stay in
Yeah.
that position for too long. Just see the positive side. Like I said, I dream it a lot. So I'll dream like, okay, so this food. One of these days, there was a particular time too that I learned barbing. Then I was still very, very young. I was still very new in it. I thought like, okay, and my dream was that one day I'll be barbing people like Baba Adepoye. I was dreaming that one day I'll be daydreaming that one day this is how I want my salon to be run. When you come in, you have this, you have that, you have cards that will tell you that, okay, probably your mental health, your health is taken care of. They will tell you, okay, these are the things you need to do, and they'll wash your hair for you. They'll give you a good customer service. You go home neat, not the one that you get, you know. So in the packaging of the food, I'll go extra mile. I'll go
Yeah.
extra mile as well. Say that, okay, I want to, yes, they've seen people selling food. What's the difference between you and Iyasikira? Is the banking experience that you have to bring. So if they are ashamed, it might not go far. So if you can't put, yes, they are ashamed, you might not go far. Who is going to do it for you? You have to do it yourself. So, and some people say, hey, Bella,
Yes.
you now sell food. Yes, I do. If you have to put off shame. You have to like, yes, I do. And if you try it, you will like it. That's it.
Wow. You know, um, I'm trying as much as possible as I'm soaking this whole story in to not get emotional. Because I really want to talk about something. I feel like this is also the chance where I get to address something that I find very disturbing. Yes, it could be also part of the human nature where when people are in that down moments, everybody just seems to turn their backs on them. It's just funny how once you pick up again or once things are okay for you, they begin to farm you, everybody knows you again. But when things go down for you, everybody disappears. I'm thinking in my head, why do people think this way? Wouldn't you think about the fact
Okay.
that in people's lowest moments is when they need you the most? I mean, why? I find it very ridiculous. And I for one, I used to say, if we're not there for me in my down moments, do not come close to me in my up moments, because I would only recognize those who stood by me. That's just the truth. That's just the truth.
Okay, so
Because if this you only come for what you will get,
that is, see,
But
and I read a lot. I like reading.
yeah,
I like reading. So in one of my books, making contact work or something like that, I can't remember. He actually identified people. He said there are allies, there are acquaintances, there are to go people. You have different
yes,
people that if
categories,
I'm
yeah.
in a seat, they wake me up now to say, who do you think can save you from this bullet? I can mention somebody. And it's not that,
Yes.
people that you play with around, you have people that will come to you at every point in time that you think, you're such a beautiful
Yes.
fab, but a whole lot of different when the good is, when the going is good,
Was
and
good,
there will be some
yeah.
people. So it is human nature. It is in human nature that when everything is rosy, you get to see people, you attract people. But when you are down alone, even the Bible will confirm it that you will go through fire and it will be with you. So be prepared that God has staged people for you. There are some that in that walk, they will be with you. There are some they cannot stand it. So
Yes.
don't be carried away. It is you yourself. Those periods too. There's this song that normally comes to my mind every time. I don't know the beginning, I don't know the ending. All I'll just say, we shall understand better by and by. By and by, better by and by. Now, why is God doing
Yeah.
this? Why am I going through this challenge? Not just small challenges, though. Challenges that you can just hear, oh, there's a loan of so amount that you need to repay. I said the day that armed robbers came to the office, I used to use a Lexus, I think 350 or 300, I can't remember. And that day, my friend that gave me money that I went to meet said, so when are you going to give me back my
Back my
money? Because
money.
you
Oh my
borrowed to take
goodness.
me to do business. It's not that he's not aware that armed robbers were
You've been,
coming
yeah, you've been robbed.
consistently.
Yes.
I gave him the money. I had to go sell my car to say, you know what? So that this guy will not be feeling that you are using my money to ride car.
To leave the
So I had like,
gas.
please, yeah. But you know what? The person has given me much more than that. If I say, please, I need to execute a particular business in logistics, he won't hesitate. He will give it to me. But that time, if I had one bridges, so these are allies. These are people that you can say to go people. You have some people that you can't go further. It is when we don't even talk. It is that period that is good that you just have to, but think of it yourself that it is me and me alone in this thing, and keep praying to God that God, please come through for me. He said he would send Holy Spirit to be our comforter. So sometimes you have people in the spiritual place that you can go to. I don't know, maybe I can mention it. I have a friend. It was just like, oh, he saw something inside me. And he just like, this person, there's a grace that he carries. He will celebrate the grace. And he will like, he's younger to me. And he say, come, let's pray. And the way that we will pray, those are people in place of prayer for me. He would pray. God, Doctor will pray for me. We will pray morning to night till daybreak. Serious prayer that when me too, I am out. I know that bring it on. You need people like that. I've mentioned that it's funny enough, no fact, they are guys. Brother Tologun is a man. He stood for me in the place of prayer any day, any
Meanwhile,
time.
in case you don't know, he's talking about my husband. So please continue, ma.
Yes. He would stand with me, no strings attached, and he would say, "Sis, big sis, come, you can do this thing." I got so much push and encouragement from him too. I'm using this opportunity to say thank you to him. That those days they were so I was empty. If I wish I would share some pictures. When I say empty, people will like some people will come to me and say, "Ah, I thought you had AIDS as a then." That maybe I was AIDS sick or I had some terrible ailment. It was as bad as that. But people like him who stay with me to say, "Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàdúrà, let us pray. We'll pray."
Yeah.
Night, the types of prayer that Bologu will pray, I'm sure people, pastors on the pulpit will not raise that prayer point for me
Wow.
in years. And we prayed through. Prayer through. That one of the first things I said, I just had to like, it was so perfect. I had another friend that all he would just do is encourage me and take my hand to Egbomi, this person is really logistic. I know she can deliver. We have friends like that. And we have people that when they see you, they don't want to associate with you. Those periods, they will greet you afar. It is human nature. But your fight is your fight alone. That's why believe in yourself first. Dream that dream to say that, say in this life, I got to succeed. And how do you do that? I said, have people around you that the network that you know that you can go to. Allies are just padi meaning they are my friends and all that. So have the people that you can like. If people like Ologu ask me, "Did you do that thing?" I can say, "Yes, I did it." He can trust me. He can trust me. He can like, okay, so what's the next thing? But we have some people that they are not, God has not assigned them for any purpose in your life. It's just, they are like, it's like a marketplace. And we have some other good guys too that, I have one of my staff too that, in fact, if I want to drink water, I'll call him. Everybody knows him. If I'm not calling this person to say, I want to drink water, when he say, "Oh, I'm giving my life to you to just help you run business," it's not that I'm perfect. We have people like that. But there are some other people that they are like in the marketplace, you're just going, you meet them, they don't have impact. You just, or where you're going, there are some that, you're going to buy pepper, definitely stop at the pepper person store and you buy. You are going to buy, yes, like that. So there are people that God has assigned. There are some, they are just like that. So, but the most important thing is you, yourself, and your dream. That's it.
Wow. Thank you so much. Before I begin to sound like a siren. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been a very, very deep session. I really do wish we had enough time to talk. I have quite a number of questions that keep coming up in my head that I would have wanted us to talk about. But then again, we are pressed for time. However, even with the little time that we have spent, I'm very, very certain that somebody who is in that fix, somebody who thinks, I mean, listening to Madam Biola's story, you can already tell that there is no situation you can't come out of. I mean, how do you explain somebody who lost a job, from somebody, from growing to the ranks in the bank, losing the job abruptly, trying food business, trying even the POS business that was literally becoming lucrative. You know, the story for me is one of resilience. If one thing does not work, according to one of the writers, if one thing does not work, change it, but do not change the plan, but do not change the goal. The goal is to succeed. Even if you have to keep trying different things, if this one does not work, this one would work. If this does not work, this would work. But the idea is never give up on yourself. Surround yourself with the right people. And most importantly, you are the most important person in this fact. I mean, in the entire equation. What is your mind saying that you can achieve? Stick to it and do not let anybody talk you out of whatever it is that your mind is made up to achieve. And the sky is just your starting point. Everybody who has succeeded today, I can bet you they have failure stories. failure stories.
Hmm.
Today, she runs a successful logistics company, but if she had not failed, she would not think that she can explore the logistics route. And today, she's here and she's succeeding. So, this is your call to not give up on your dreams, to not give up on yourself. If one thing does not work, pick up yourself again and try the next best thing. Ideas cannot be exhausted. And I pray that you will not run dry of ideas as God continues to help
Okay.
us. Thank you so much, Madam Biola. It's a privilege to have you on my show. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that you could go this personal with our viewers, and I'm sure that somebody out there has been inspired by your story. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Again, do not forget to subscribe if you're new here. Till we'll see in the next episode. Do take care. Bye. Thank you so much, Ma. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Ma. I've ended the recording.
Okay, good. Thank you so